Hi guys, my name's Scott again from Barnsley in South Yorkshire. Today we're talking about Xbox One console. Um, I have put other videos on YouTube regarding Xbox 360, Xbox Original, which is the very first one that came out, the very old vintage one, PS2s, PS3s, Wii U, Wii consoles, Nintendo DSi, other videos, various other videos. You'll see me on YouTube quite often. I put enough videos on there every time. But basically, today we're talking about, pardon me, today we're talking about the Xbox One console, which is what I have on me right now, which is just with me here. I'll just show you. This is the console that I have here. So as you can see, that's the Xbox One, and there's Xbox One logo just there, as you can see there. Xbox. There's a port on the side, as you can see, and that's just the Xbox One itself. And then here we have the Xbox One joypad, which is just there, if you can see that clearly enough, which comes on, I think. Yeah, it comes on, it flashes, which only cost me £5. That works fine. So yeah, basically today we're talking about the Xbox One that I purchased. So basically what happened was I went to a shop in Wakefield, which everyone knows it very, very well. It's Cash Generator. The Xbox One was upstairs in the stock room above the shop, and I spoke to the manager there, and basically I asked if he had any faulty items in, and he had a lot of faulty items in. He had a lot of consoles in there, a lot of broken TVs, Xbox 360s, Xbox 360S, I think it's called, or Classic, whatever you call them. He had some laptops in there that were faulty, and he had various items that were faulty. So, and he pointed out the Xbox One to me, and he says to me, "You can take that if you want." And I says to him, "How much do you want for it?" And he said, "Oh, make me an offer." So I offered him £15 for it, and he said, "Yeah, take it, £15." So, and he also got a PlayStation 3 Fat, which is the ones that play PS2 games. So basically, the Xbox One cost me £15, but it didn't come with anything. It just came as a console, and that was it. There was no leads, no pad, no nothing. It just came as the Xbox One on its own. That was the end of it, and that's how I got it. So, but basically, when I asked him what the faults were on it, he told me that it had a display fault on. Now the Xbox One, it didn't have a display fault at all. The thing that was wrong with it was that somebody else's Microsoft account was left on it, and it hadn't been removed. So that's basically why it wasn't switched on properly, because it had a load of saved games. Somebody else's account was on it, Microsoft account, and it needed updating. So me and a friend of mine removed all the saved stuff on it off the hard drive, removed it all, deleted everything that was on it. We then factory reset it back to beginning, so basically we reset it back to factory setting like it was a new console, so like it was a new console to me, but obviously it's second hand, but we call it so it's like new basically. And then we had to update it, which took over an hour to update via the Wi-Fi in my house. And then when we updated it, it was all working fine. We put a game in and it plays perfectly. In terms of the console, it's not faulty. But they said they classed it as faulty because they couldn't find out what was wrong with it and they couldn't get it to work. But basically the console isn't faulty, there's nothing wrong with it. It just needed some stuff taken off it, which was somebody else's Microsoft account, and it just needed updating, and that's all it needed. So that's all it needed. There was nothing else wrong with it. It wasn't technically faulty, it was just, they classed it as faulty because they couldn't identify the fault on it and they couldn't get it to work. So basically I've got an Xbox One which for £15, which basically is worth nearly £200 brand new. I mean, if you buy one second hand, even then you're still looking at like £130 for a second hand one. So I've saved a lot of money for it, you know what I mean, by buying that for £15. So I'm quite happy, if I'm totally honest with you. I bought a joypad for it as well. The joypad's here. That cost me a £5 and it works fine. The reason why it costs £5 is because someone tampered with it. If you look in there, you can see that someone's tried to open it up inside. You can't see properly in the camera, I can zoom in for you. If you just look there carefully, there's you can see a hole there, if you can see that. So the joypad cost me £5 as well from Cash Generator, from the one in Barnsley. And basically that works fine as well. There's nothing wrong with it. It works perfectly. It charges perfectly, and it only cost me a £5. But the Xbox One, I've ordered a power lead for it, an original Xbox power lead, which is official, for £12 from Granger Games, which I'm going to be collecting very soon. So that's good news. But the Xbox One, I'm quite surprised at how much I paid for it, and if I'm totally honest with you, I'm in absolute utter shock that I've got it for that price at £15, because the Xbox One is worth £130 second hand, and brand new you're talking nearly £200 for a brand new one. Sorry, second hand 130 and brand new 200. So a £15 Xbox One is not bad, to say the least. But yeah, if you do see any faulty items that are faulty, take a risk, buy it, see if you can fix it. If you can fix it, then you're laughing. If you can't fix it, it's not a big issue. It's only a small fee that you've paid for it. So a lot of faulty items, they tend to go quite quickly anyway. But if you come across any, I'd take a chance on it and try, like I do. I always buy faulty items, and 9 times out of 10 I can get them working. It's not an issue. I can easily fix the problem. It's not something that's going to take a lot of work up. As long as I know what I'm doing, which I do, and I've got experience in this from working in previous jobs such as CEX and Game Station, which closed down. So I've got previous experience in fixing consoles, so I know what to do. That's why I bought it. So if I didn't know what I was doing, I wouldn't have bought the console. But because I bought it, me and a friend looked into it, and we didn't open it up luckily, but we were going to open it up and take it apart and just to see what was wrong inside, and we didn't get that far. So we thought we'd try and troubleshoot it, which is what we did do, and it brought us to factory reset it, delete everything on the hard drive, factory reset it again, update it via the Wi-Fi, and then put a game in place perfectly. So if you are going to buy an Xbox One, you can get them really cheap. You can get faulty ones for like 10 or 15 quid, maximum 25 quid. You're talking max 25 quid. But if you do buy an Xbox One, and it's faulty, take a chance on it, see if you can get it working. If you can't, then it's not a massive issue. You've only lost a small amount of money. It's not like you're paying massive amounts of money. You're not paying like 50, 60 quid. But saying that, Cash Converters, they were selling an Xbox One in Wakefield for 55 quid, which was faulty, which is a lot of money for a faulty console. So I'm glad I went to Cash Converters and asked them that they actually asked them what they had in stock that were faulty, and they actually took them upstairs and had a look around, and I saw what I needed. So yeah, if you do get an Xbox One and it becomes faulty, you can fix them quite easily. If you already own one and it's not being faulty and you bought it from new and it was working when you bought it, and if it ever does have a fault on it, just bring it to someone who knows what they're doing. If you don't know how to do it yourself, take it to a proper company and they'll fix it for you quite easily for a small fee. Like, you're talking like starting price at £40 plus labour fees, depending on what's wrong with the console and what it needs to be done. But yeah, I'm quite happy with what I've got. So if you do get an Xbox One, I recommend them. They are good consoles. Just to give you a couple of tips on Xbox One, if you are playing the Xbox One and if you do own an Xbox One, don't stand it up on its side, because if you stand it up on its side, you're blocking the fan off, and the fan can't get oxygen into the machine, basically. So whatever you do, if you own an Xbox One or Xbox One S, do not stand it up on its side, whatever you do, because if you stand it up on its side, you're blocking the airways and no air can get into it, and then the console overheats and then becomes corrupted, and then the console becomes useless, and then it gets ring of death on it, and you don't want that. So my advice to you is just to lay it down flat on its flat out, so it's nice and flat, so it's not balancing or stood up on one side. It needs to be like that, not like that, if you get what I mean. So if you've got any consoles like Xbox One, Xbox One S or PS4, just be aware of them tips I've given you, and be extra careful with it, and they are quite temperamental. So thank you for watching my video. Time now is 3:45 in the evening. And thanks for watching my video. By Scott Stanworth in South Yorkshire. Thank you. Bye.